for the best of national, local, international news and sport. Tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 9 a.m. A very good morning to you and thank you for joining us for the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola, Oduwole, Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday pledged his administration's commitment to ensuring equal opportunity for women in Nigeria. Buhari acknowledged the invaluable role that women have played in advancing the progress of the country since independence, saying they have continued to deliver excellently despite all odds. In a statement by the president's spokesperson, Femi Adesina, to mark the 2023 International Women's Day, read in part, Buhari pledged the commitment of the government to promoting gender equality, respect for the rights of women, and working conscientiously to remove all barriers that prevent Nigerian women from realizing their universal rights. In politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has expressed strong disapproval of plans by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to reconfigure the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, devices. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, who made the remarks yesterday at a press conference held in Abuja, alleged that the electoral body was intent on destroying evidence of rigging of the February 25 presidential election. According to the opposition party, Nigerians and the international community need to be alerted of the move by INEC to destroy and erase evidence of its intolerable rigging of the February 25, 2023 presidential election. Ologunagba alleged that the commission made what it described as a desperate move to prevent the PDP and its candidate, Atiku Abubakar, from obtaining necessary evidence as ordered by the court. And on the foreign scene, more than 5,000 Iranian school children have been affected by a spate of poisonings that has targeted mainly female pupils since late November, according to a lawmaker investigating the cases. The mystery poisoning have gripped Iran, triggering a wave of anger and demands for action from the authorities. They have also sparked international concern and Western calls for an independent investigation, particularly as the first cases were reported soon after the start of the nationwide protest sparked by the deaths of Iranian Kurd Masha Amini, 22, following her arrest for allegedly breaching Iran's strict dress code for women. Scores of schools have been hit with pupils suffering symptoms ranging from shortness of breath to nausea and vertigo. After reporting unpleasant odors on school premises, some have been treated in the hospital. And in sports, Victor Osimhen's agent Roberto Calenda is in talks with Paris Saint-Germain over a summer move to the Ligue 1 champions. Osimhen has scored the high of a number of clubs this season following his superlative displays for Serie A club Napoli. CMW revealed today that the forwards agent Calenda met with PSG's technical director Luis Campos last week to discuss the player's future and if a deal would be possible in the summer. The meeting was carried out without Napoli's prior knowledge, it claimed. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at the analysis of some of the major stories making the rounds. Do stay with us.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight light on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
You're welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning and you're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we have lots of conversations about happenings across Nigeria and sometimes across the world. We take a look at the stories. We have a guest analyst in the building who dissects the stories, and then we also get to hear from you at home. You can watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. We talk about so many things this morning, and while we wait for our guest, I'll be giving you a lowdown of what we will be talking about this morning on the Diamond Breakfast Show. Let's not forget the Diamond Breakfast Show is a production of our News and Current Affairs Department here at Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show. All right, the first story we'll be taking a look at this morning is on our political system in Nigeria. And like I said, our guest will be joining us in a little bit, and he's already in the building. My guest for this morning is Dr. Zil Olatubosun. He is an educationist. He is also a public affairs analyst. He's a social commentator as well. Dr. Zil Olatubosun, good morning. It's good to have you on this program.
Good morning, ma. Thanks for having me, and happy Women's Day.
Yeah, thank
International
you.
Women's
Happy
Day.
International Women's Day. And I hope that people will celebrate us as well and recognize our challenges and also help us grow as women, help us become better people in our society. All right, let's quickly move on to our topic of discuss for this morning. We're talking politics first, and we're talking about our political system in Nigeria. The two-party system is a political system in which electorates give their votes largely to only two major parties, and in which one or the other party can win a majority in the legislature. The United States is a classic example of this with a two-party system. The contrast between the two-party and the multi-party systems are often exaggerated. Within each major party in the United States, the Republicans and the Democrats, many factions are struggling for power. The presence of divergent interests under a single party canopy masks a process of struggle and compromise that under a multi-party system is out in the open. Major influences favorable to the two-party system are the use of single-member districts for the election of representatives, the presidential system, and the absence of proportional representation. In Great Britain and the United States, members of the National Representatives Assemblies are chosen from single-member districts, and the candidate polling the largest number of votes is the winner, is often declared the winner. Such an electoral system compels a party to strive for a majority of the votes in a district or other electoral areas. Usually, only two fairly evenly matched parties may successfully compete for office in a single-member district, and the third party suffers recurring defeat unless it can swallow up one of the other parties. Parties do not thrive under the certainty of defeat. A third party may have a substantial power, popular following, yet capture few seats and in the representative body. Nigeria introduced the two-party system for the 1993 election, and unlike the USA, the two parties contested for power in all available elective offices. The two major parties were the National Republican Convention, the NRC, and the Social Democratic Party, SDP. Well, let's have the opinion of our guest this morning on what we stand to gain if we tweak our constitution a little bit to afford just 2 parties in the country? What are the gains? What are the pros? What are the cons of this particular system? Now, let's quickly talk about our elections. Our elections are unpredictable to some people and predictable to many. Does the party system that we have make this possible for the predictability or unpredictability?
Thanks for the question. When we talk about predictability, in most cases in this part of the world, Nigeria, for me, I don't often see it in the negative, in the positive.
Okay.
Most of the predictability we have and the way people, because most times what we do is selection, it's not election.
How do you mean?
Most of these parties in Nigeria, they are not sincere. And that is what we have seen in the just concluded general election. And that shows that parties are not positively organized in this part of the world, Nigeria, a case study, because what they are after is just a do or die stuff. That anyhow it is, they even do to the point that they try to amount pressure on even the umpire for whatever. So if you look at it, the issue of party system in Nigeria, party system is good because what it's supposed to be is that you give a level playing field. Just like they say the sky is so wide for birds to fly. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. Oh. Some birds, they even kill some birds to fly because they don't want it. You know, sincerity is not there. So in our own party system in this country, you can predict even before someone emerge. We already know because we could see the shenanigans as it's going, the deception and the manipulations. We could feel it because we are all seeing it. And that is what we notice in even the current one, the election that we are going. So if you look at it, we notice that we are not sincere in virtually everything in this country. We do things just for selfishness and for some persons that they felt they are the one that hold Nigeria or is only their party that should be there. And in one way or the other, they want to see how they can either make the other parties not to exist.
Okay. Now, Dr. Zil, the reason why we have some of these issues that you mentioned, is it because of the kind of party systems that we run or the way the parties are run?
The party system we have, they are good. For me, I don't believe in these 2-party system of America. I want to tell you. I don't believe in it because all these things that you see in Nigeria, the American train Nigerians, in our way of the way all these manipulations you see in our party system, we learned it from Americans. Because the American system that you see today, that's why you see when there is something, when something goes wrong in the party system, we always refer to where? America. Because that is often where the shenanigan, the highest shenanigan is. And all these things are the things they see. Because the sincerity is that even in America where they have the 2-party system, you see that in one way or the other, the only difference between them and us is that they still want to put in their own maturity and education to play. And they still want to allow, if it's not this one, and they allow the people, the power that really belongs to the people, they allow it. It's not like here that whereby the people, they are just saying the people does not have power in Nigeria.
But we do.
Depending on, it's your opinion, man. I'm just telling you, I'm talking of reality. The people often, by the outcome of our elections and party system, you will see that it is really, the outcome is what I'm talking about. If it is about the people, everything that is said that, okay, for this party, this is what the people will do, and they are the one. They will allow it to the end. But at the end, what do you see? It is just the media we hear the people, and media also praise it to make it look as if it's the reality. But it's not. The truth is that what everybody can see is that the outcome of our party system is that the people are even removed in one way or the other, and you see the people crying. And that's what you notice, pains. They keep inflicting pains to the people. And by the time I say that the pains that they give to the people, only the few and those who are benefiting from the shenanigan and the manipulation, they will be praising it as it's the best. Nothing is perfect in the world. And in Nigeria, when you keep hearing that word, watch out. Because anytime anybody is telling you, even in the US, nothing is perfect. In the whole world, nothing is perfect. Let me tell you, it is an opportunity for people to be doing evil. Whatever that is not perfect, make it perfect, because there are some intentional imperfection.
All right, Dr. Zil, there's still a lot to talk about on this two-party system, using America as a yardstick and all that. How is it possible for it to work in Nigeria? Is it a structure that we can adopt in Nigeria? But we'll be talking more on that when we come back from this short timeout. We need to pay bills. It is very important. But don't forget, you can join in the conversation via WhatsApp 091 3655 6864 or send us a text message via that number as well. So stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show.
ikọ́ parapọ̀ ikọ́ ọmọlé èrún parapọ̀ wọ́n mà gìyàn gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹja parapọ̀ sóríire látara ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party PDP ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó mẹ̀tọ́ mẹ̀tọ́ tó mú káyọ̀ gbẹdẹmukẹ fún tolórí tẹlẹ́mù tó nílé tàlejò nígbà tí wọ́n ṣèjọba ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP láàánú mẹ̀kúnnù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n kó àkóyawọ́ àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ jàǹkànjàǹkàn ní díẹ̀ nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ti ṣe sẹ́yìn ẹja tara ṣàṣàgbá káàdì ìdìbò wa ká parapọ̀ dẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP padà àní sọ̀bùnù bẹ́ẹ̀ là ní ṣìbòdì.
ẹ̀yin ará Kwara mi ọ̀wọ́n ká dìbò fẹ́gbẹ́ tó láàánú ará ìlú ó sú wa ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ PDP.
PDP, power to the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, welcome back from that short time out. You're still listening to Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, and this is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. My name is Bisola, Oduwole, Suleiman, and I still have my guest in the building, Dr. Zil Olatunboso. And this morning, we're talking about the kind of party system that we run in Nigeria, and if a two-party system is something that we can lean towards, if it will work in Nigeria, if it is a structure that we can adopt and we can make work in Nigeria. Now, still talking about America as a yardstick. It is a yardstick for proper federalism, which makes them a two-party state. On paper, we are a federal state, but in practice, we are quasi-federal. That is close to federalism, but we're not completely. All right, in America, the federating units have their own powers.
Yes.
The states have certain laws different from other states.
Yes.
But in Nigeria, it is central. The central is more powerful than the federating units.
Yes.
Will this structure of a party system work in Nigeria?
It will not. In fact, it's failing.
Why do you say so?
You can see now. Why should you Yes. Why should you centralized power? If you check, most of the two-party systems so far, except we are deceiving ourselves, it is somehow similar. That is two-party system. You see these other ones, they are like someone said jokingly, house fellowship. Other parties. And now we have 18 parties that are recognized. I want to tell you in Nigeria, it is only two leading parties that we know, and realistically, they are the heavyweights.
But in the last elections that we had on February 25, we have seen something different. We have seen the other parties take up positions in the House of Assembly, in the House of Representatives. We have seen some numbers.
Let me tell you, see those numbers, any number that is still in the minority cannot have its way. It can only have its say. And in Nigeria, majority has their way, why the minority have their say, and say does not count in Nigeria. You know how many words we have said on this studio and other studios in this world? Nigerians don't, especially those at the end of affairs, they see you that you are shouting shouters, you are just making noise because they know you are not there. But one thing that is so sure, which for me, I believe because of what is going on in this country, we still have two major parties because of their structures and because of the opportunity they've had and the wealth they've accumulated in this country, and they've planted their people everywhere. I want to tell you, it will be so difficult for any other party, even these other ones that are coming in. If you look at it, the reason why one party looks as if it's a phenomenal this time around was because of the current pains, and that the current leaders, especially the ruling party now, don't care about. That's why that happened this way. And even you can see the way they stifle that one. Because let me tell you, except those who are not sincere, in this country, the gladiators, they call themselves gladiators. And when you want to do something, they have their caucus. And they have a way of making sure that even if you think you are coming up, if you cannot join them, I tell you, they will let you know that, let's see how you will go. And that is what played out. But many people may not agree. I don't care. All I know is that is actually what happened. So they don't allow other parties to just come on board. They may allow you, okay, no problem, take this, take that, just for them to say, okay, we are getting better. But the truth is, they know what they are doing. At the end of the day, the two-party system is still what we see that is actually at the forefront. And that's why you see that whenever, look at it, since we've been having elections, at least this one that we are currently going on is the 7th one since 1999. I want to tell you, check it out. It has always been one particular party and the other one that maybe through whatever formation that they later, and the only way we can have any other one is maybe if this other party that are like House Fellowship, as they call them jokingly, can come together. Maybe they will now form the unanimous third force, not through one party third force. If they can come, that's why you see that they are now talking now, because that is the reality. If you united we stand, divided we fall. If they can do that, I'm very sure then we can now have maybe another third party. But for me, I'm still seeing two-party system.
All right. But in our constitution, we have a multiple,
yes,
system.
That's on paper.
Now, some people have said that in some clients they have argued that the two-party system is something that we can adopt if they have ideologies. For example, the Republicans, the Democrats, we know what each party stands for. And if the Constitution can ensure that people don't go moving from one party to another because they do not get their wishes, they do not get the positions that they're looking for at that particular party, that it is a possibility that this can actually work. But now let's talk about having a two-party system. That is, if we have that, is it possible that it can defeat the sentiment of tribe and religion in the country? Because this is something we cannot take away from our electoral system.
In fact, it's the reason why things are going the way it's going. I can tell you, if we
have a two-party system, yes, is it possible that that can help ameliorate this particular sentiment that we have about tribe and religion?
Nigerians and Nigeria are actually sentimentally, how will I put it? They are foundationally sentimental people. I want to tell you, there are some people you can't remove sentiment from their lives because, one, they have zeroed their mind on religion. They have zeroed their mind on tribe. In fact, these two, you can't take it away from Nigerians. And because their religion is so paramount to them, that they see it even when they are dying, you still see people, they know that the religion is even failing them. In this country, that's where we see where somebody will still be believing, hoping upon hopelessness. That is what you notice. So if you look at it, it cannot still solve it. Because America is working for them, because in America, people may say they are Christians, but I want to tell you, there are other religions, but you can't really see their religion showing in any way. That's why the majority are Christians. They don't even use it in their politics. They strongly believe in whatever law they have. But in Nigeria, our law is even better in one way, let me say, than the ones I can say in America, because our law, we have good laws on paper. But you know what? What is frustrating all these good things we have are wrong people who are in charge of the Constitution, or wrong people who are the ends of affairs. People who are not supposed to even get close to leadership, but they call themselves leaders and manipulate themselves to the leadership role. And that's why you see that we always see this pain, people crying, because it is there, even in the holy books, both Quran and the Bible, that Nigerians so much held in the name of religion, that when the wicked rules, the people suffer. And that is one thing we notice, that these days, people who are coming on board, they don't check the outcry of the people. What they are checking is that we are the one there. And because they are the one there, they don't want to know because they know how they got there and they always want to maintain that way. So, they got there through these two things too, tribalism and religious segregation. Sentiment. So we cannot remove these sentiments out of, no matter the party system we practice in Nigeria, because Nigerians are not educated, even in the religion they practice as supposed. Let me tell you, Islam is one of the best religion ever. Christianity the same. But do you know Nigerians practice these two religions and they claim it's at the forefront and they still use it to the detriment of the other people, whereby even the holy books of these two religions, what is there, Nigerians will manipulate it, even to the way they manipulate Constitution of Nigeria. They still manipulate even the Bible and the Quran. We notice people do that because your actions will show whether what you claim your faith. Whatever you do, it will show in your faith and your actions. But when we see that what you do is contrary to what even the book that talk about the faith you carry, what are we talking about? And that is what we notice here, that it is a country where those who are supposed to behave well as leaders and allow even the religion to really play its role, because religion has its role in making sure you are better behaved, you are morally upright, and things are so. But Nigerians, they manipulate even uprightness in this country.
All right, Dr. Say, we need to quickly wrap up on this particular issue. Now, making the states or encouraging states to have certain laws that makes it easy for them to develop policies that can address developmental issues in their particular states or some security issues as well. Are we? If this is allowed, are we on track? Are we on track to achieve a proper nation, to achieve a united front if we do that? If states are allowed to make certain laws that would help them address their issues rather than have it centralized, rather than have it done at the federal level?
That is how it's supposed to be. We will be on the right track. And that is what everybody has been talking about.
So why are we finding it difficult to decentralize these powers?
It's selfishness now. And inequality. Some people see themselves as born to rule. They always want to be at the center and they always want to be there by fire, by force. Do or die. That is what is causing this thing. And that is why even when we preach don't go violent, you see people go violent because you can't just preach to someone who they keep beating not to cry. So that is what is going on. So we are not, the truth is that some persons just feel that if it is not them, then it must not be any other person. So that is what is causing it. So if they can allow states, even local government, look at what they've done to local government. We only talk of local government on paper. We don't have functional local government as supposed to be based on our constitution. It is because of the manipulation that we're talking about. They make sure that local government does not work, and they do that intentionally. Don't let anybody deceive you. So that at the end of the day, everything will still be only from state, whereby state cannot do everything. That's why you see that governors also struggle, because how many can you cover? You need to, we have what we call division of labor in economics. If you want to be economically sound and good and productive, you must actually divide and delegate. And that's why the constitution actually, that's one part of our constitution that is good, that let there be tiers of government so that everybody will be able to do this and do that. But you see this, one Baba from Abuja, one person from the state only claiming everything. I tell you, it will take us nowhere. We will keep complaining until we allow powers to go to the right places.
Right places. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Zil. Don't forget you can join in the conversation via WhatsApp 091-3655-6864 or send us a text message. Share your thoughts on this particular issue that we first discussed. Now, let's quickly move on to the second one. The National Population Housing Centers will be held this month. Yes. It will commence on the 29th of March. The federal government says it will require a whopping sum of 869 billion for a hitch-free exercise. Although the government says it has already raised 291.5 billion to execute the census, it plans to establish a basket fund to redeem donations and pledges towards the execution of the census. The Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, at a high-level partner engagement on the 2023 population census, explained that the sum required will go to fund the census and other post-census activities. The last population census was in 2006. The law states that a census should happen every 10 years. we are overdue for another census. Despite the long time, there are still issues to this year's conduct. How would you rate the Commission's preparedness? But before you answer that question, let's quickly go on a short timeout. When we come back, we'll be answering this question. We'll be talking about the National Population Housing Census coming up this month. Stay with us.
ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2023 ti wọlé wẹ́rẹ́ o ẹ̀yin obìnrin káàdì ìdìbò yín dà àkókò tó fún wa láti túyáyá jáde ká sì dìbò fún ẹni tá a rí i pé ó kún ojú òṣùwọ̀n yálà obìnrin tàbí ọkùnrin tó lè ṣe é kí orílẹ̀-èdè wa tún dára lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i ẹ̀yin obìnrin nàìjà tó dára àkókò nìyí kí gbogbo wa parapọ̀ ká sì mú kí ìbò wa gbéwọ̀n nínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ lọ́dún 2023 ẹ máa gbọ́ ètò obìnrin nàìjà tó dára ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Monday tó gbẹ̀yìn nínú oṣù lórí ìkànnì rédíò yìí obìnrin nàìjà tó dára jẹ́ àgbékalẹ̀ Women Radio pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ UN Women àti ìjọba ilẹ̀ Canada.
kára ó lè pé bá ara ríro kò sí mọ́ àwọn ká ti sá lọ àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí kára ó lè pé bá múre àtúrà dáadáa.
kókó lára ọ̀tá le gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde kára ó lè pè ń bá àtúrà wọ̀ àtúrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa kegun tó kegun náà kára ó yá gágá ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́ tẹ̀bá ti fi kára ó lè pè ń bá ra lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀ òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá fi kára ó lè pè ń bá wọ̀ káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala action ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn kára ó lè pè ń bá lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń bá tuyi pharmaceutical industries limited àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é kára ó lè pè ń bá ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n kára ó lè pè ń bá ó kì í síbẹ̀.
kára ó lè pè ń bá múre àtúrà dáadáa.
Everyone loves an upgrade, but with DSTV, you get boosted to a whole new level. Upgrade to more football and get boosted to the most heart-racing sports moments. Upgrade to your favorite shows and get boosted to emotions like never before. Upgrade to the best action movies and get boosted to high-octane scenes that make you shout, woo!
Upgrade your DSTV package and DSTV will boost you to the next higher package. Offer valid from January 25th to March 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
bọ̀dá akọ̀wé sí àmọ̀ tanra wa ramoni ń ṣiṣẹ́ fà.
ẹ ǹlẹ́ kí wàá ló kàn wá kàn yín o mélòó náà gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó ṣe kò sí nǹkan kan.
kò sí nǹkan kan báwo ibi iṣẹ́ bá dé ni ká mọ̀ tọwọ́ oore bọ́ṣọ́ ibi tó bá sì kù sí ká pèjọba ṣàkíyèsí tó rẹ̀tọ̀ wà ní. ládùúrà àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí gómìnà abdulrahman abdulrazak ti gbèsè ńlẹ̀ yìí tó sì ṣe tọ́ka sí.
bí èwo àtẹ̀wò. ìdásílẹ̀ innovation hub tòun ti garment factory kíkọ́ international conference center ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àti túnde ìdí àgbọn flyover bridge ní táǹkẹ̀ tòun ti visual art center tó wà nígbèléwọ̀n àtàgbáyé special livestock processing zone nípasẹ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ ìdásílẹ̀ ọjà àgbáyé ní gbùgbù kwásù òsì campus àti tiléṣà bàrùbá tó fi mọ́ ìsọdọ̀tun general hospital ìlú òrò. tó bá ń ní gómìnà yìí ń gbìyànjú o.
bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wá mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ káwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi yìí lè parí ẹjẹ́ parapọ̀ dìbò fún malam abdulrahman abdulrazak kó tó ṣe gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ kwara lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. tọ́ba wa bí yín pé 4+4 kí lẹ́ wí.
abdulrahman ni o. apc progress apc máa ṣe lọ.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the Diamond Breakfast Show. We're live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM, on YouTube, Diamond FM Ilorin. Before we went on the break, I asked my guest a question about the National Population and Housing Census preparedness for this census that will be conducted starting March 29th this month. How would you rate the Commission's preparedness for the population census?
Anytime there is preparation in Nigeria, starting with even INEC, not to talk of population census, I'm always wary to conclude. I always cross my fingers because I know my country, Nigeria, my great country. We speak, we have paper things. We try to talk through the media to make people But if nobody should be carried away when anybody is telling you is prepared. But for me, if I'm to rate them, they are not yet 50%.
But what about the things that they have put in place, the things that they are doing? How would you rate that?
And that's what I'm saying. At least so far, we've been seeing the usual thing, meetings and trainings. They've been ad hoc staff. They are normal things we've been hearing. But you see, it is the outcome of their preparation that matters, because all these things, Nigerians, we are very good at doing what we know. Maybe we go and Google it, or through some of the things they've done in the past, they try to check other countries and lift it and paste it and try to tell us based on that posting and be telling us on paper. You see, we are tired of that. For me, I can tell you that on paper they are prepared, 100% on paper.
Okay.
But if you tell me realistically what I know with my experience in this country, I will tell you, please, fingers crossed. I cannot tell you that paper with all those trainings, ad hoc staff, 29, how they will do it. I will not say they will not, but what will be the outcome? Because the one in 2006, what has been the outcome, It doesn't yield any good result. In fact, we still, you know what we still say? We still say Nigeria is about, because essence of population is data. You want to have accurate number of the people in the country so that you can provide for them politically, socially, and economically. These three, and it will also help you in your policy making. But what have we seen? The usual shenanigans. Deception.
Right.
So,
all right, let's look at it from the positive side now. This population census that will be conducted, what are the gains that we will get once the exercise is duly completed? And I would say it again, duly completed, as it should, the way it should be done. What are the gains that Nigerians get to enjoy from this?
May God bless you more than before, I like that word, duly. You see, that duly is what is missing. If it can happen this time, I think we can achieve the following. One, we'll be able to have at least good planning. And that's not all. We also have meaningful development. And also, we will also have what we call equality, the way it's supposed to be. One region will not be taking certain largesse than the other. Everything will be balanced. And at the end of the day, we will be so certain and specific in Nigerians' number. We will not be saying we are over 200 million. That word is, we should cover our face anytime I hear people say over. A country where we have professors, doctorate. I'm one of the doctors in this country. I don't even say it anymore, because I realize that when I say over 200, it shows that I don't know what I'm doing. Why can't I know the exact number? So we'll be able to have the exact number, at least based on the census. It will not be over. That one is deception, is scam. So we want to really say the way it is. That is the outcome of duly arranged and planned, well-conducted census. We will have specific data, and we'll be able to do things based on our data. And, data is life. Just even elections is about data, because it's about number. All these things we are talking about, in the real sense of it, to bring it down to the lowest, is number. So if we have the right number, then we'll be able to know, okay, we make provision for this, for that. And then we'll be able to make the provision based on that, and it will be right for us. And we have good development, meaningful one at that.
All right. Now, let's quickly talk about the Commission's appeal to they said they need help in cash and in kind. Now, what is your advice to Nigerians? And before we even go there, let me start from you. What plans do you have, or what plans are you making to ensure that this exercise is a successful one? Now, let me talk about in 2006. I happened to be one of the enumerators at that point in time, and I know that some of the challenges faced by the enumerators were that they would go to some houses and they would not be allowed to count the people in the houses due to, I don't know, maybe one belief or the other, or just one reason or the other. Now, what is your advice to Nigerians, but yourself? What exactly are you doing? What plans do you have towards making this a successful one?
I'm passionate about Nigeria. Anything that is geared towards having the best country, I am there. And as you see me, I am prepared, if sincerely, because one thing about me is that I don't join people who do shenanigans, because anything government, you have to be wary. But if they can be so positive about it and they have something, because I don't want to throw myself at them, if they can see amongst them, if they will not do it politically, because they politicize things in this country, they can go and bring just one person who knows nothing, and they package the person as a professor and tell you the way they want to be. That's their belief in this country. But I can tell you, if they can invite someone like me, or I have the opportunity, I will definitely do that. But I can want to tell you, my preparation is that in my own little way, I will ensure that when their officials come around, I will ensure that everything is counted according to the way it should be. Every human being is counted within my capacity to ensure that is done. And I will also make myself available to be duly counted.
Okay, so what about Nigerians? What is your advice to them as people go all out to ensure that we have the record of everyone in this country? How would you advise them as regards to reception, how they attend to them and all that?
Nigerians should allow this. It's not like election. It's not like, they should not be afraid like election, because election in this country make people afraid. But this one is good. It's the best thing that can ever happen to a nation. In fact, it's at the center of our planning. So we need it. We need it like the way we need water. So Nigerians should allow these sensors, and they should not hide anybody under the bed or anywhere. Anybody that is in a farm should please come, so that they'll be able to count everybody, whether in the farm, at home, everywhere. And Nigerians should be so civil about this. They should not, and the people who are also going about too should face the business of censor. Not that when they get to someone's house, they will be doing something different from censor. You say you want to do censor, you are not doing another censor. You know, we don't want that. I'm just saying people should also know what they are doing, so that the people will cooperate with them and do the needful. We should allow them to count us.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Zil. 09136556864. That is the platform to send in your WhatsApp messages or text messages to, and you can call us on 09136556952. Let's take a couple of calls before we continue with the last topic. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. David is calling from Shaw.
All right, Mr. David, it's good to have you on the program. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I appreciate the guest in the house.
Thank you, sir.
On the issue of the party system in Nigeria, the two-party system cannot work.
Why do you say so?
Yes. In Nigeria, everything we do is based on culture and legal sentiment. That is the problem. Because in the U.S., I've never been to the U.S., but the analysis that if you don't know what has happened before you are born, that's it. I'm very powerful to be the best American president. It was in noon days, not a Christian, but a big. But he doesn't look his religion. He look at what can I do for the U.S. Today, U.S. is not forgetting. Now, the present British Prime Minister, Zuna, is an Indian. People doesn't look at it as it's not a Christian, it's an Indian, not allowed to be the Prime Minister. But in Nigeria, if you are from the south, if you are not a Christian, you are not a Muslim, people will not support you.
Yes.
If it's like Christian, I can say it loud and clear. 70% of Northerners will not support you. If you are a Muslim from the north, 70% of Southern Christians will not support you. Why? And one thing I believe is that, and what I think we should believe is that our greater worship to God is service to humanity.
Yes.
It's not about religion.
All right.
It should be about having humanity.
All right.
That is on the issue of the political aspect.
Okay.
On the issue of censor, we cannot get an accurate censor, because a country where there is no data, you can't get censor correct.
All right, but that is why. Hold on. But that is why the population census officers, the ad hoc, the enumerators, and everyone will be all out from March 29th to ensure that they start counting people from house to house.
Okay, thank you, madam. There are some villages in our local government. That is our own local government as a case study. That the census will never be here. Because you can't get access to that place. because of bad roads. Due for some many local governments in Kwara State, due for the whole entire nation. And you can take a little bit of accuracy in the southern side of this country, starting from Kwara State, Kogi down to Lagos State. But if you don't get it, because somebody is in the house and tell you to not enter their house because of their religious belief. How do you want to get that process?
So what can be done? What is the solution right now?
The solution is to run a true federalism. Is either run a true federalism or you run a system or a parliamentary system. Okay. That's the only way out.
All right. Thank you so much. Dr. Zul, you have something to say?
Yes, I have something to say. I disagree with him on the issue of I agree to some extent that accuracy may not be 100%, but that we need data. That's why I want to do census. So we can get it more than average, and anything that is more than average, you are on the way to excellence. What we need is that at least on the average, let us have a particular number. Like you rightly said, there are some places that they may not access is not easy, but the people living there, how do they go out and come in?
All right. Let's quickly go on this short time out. We still have lots of contributions via WhatsApp and the Facebook platforms as well. Keep them coming in. We'll take them when we come back from this break. To stay with us.
ẹdúró náà baálé mi ṣébi tẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ mi gbàǹjo ní tá à ń já kòtò tá à ń já gegele náà kọ́ yìí kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
Kwara ti yàtọ̀ ní. láyé ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak àkàìmọye iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà ni wọ́n ti gùn lé. ó lè bá àmúlí lọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ àtàwọn èrò tó ń kọjá lójú pópó lọ nírọ̀rùn. iṣẹ́ lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí General Tunde Ìdíàgbọn flyover ní táǹkẹ̀. títí oníbejì láti Yebumot roundabout lọ dádẹ́ta tó fi dọ́lọ́jẹ̀. táǹkẹ̀ òkè odò ring road ń kọ́. tó fi máa tó ṣe Old Yidi road àti Abdulaziz Ata road nílọrin. tiléṣà bàrùbá wọ gbànàrà níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Bàrùtì kìlómítà 23 ni. tó fi mọ́ Òsì Òbò Ayégúnlẹ̀ road lẹ́kìtì. tilérè district nífẹ̀ẹ́ lódùn Coca-Cola Palace road níjẹ̀bà. àwọn ọ̀nà oníwòrò síwòrò interlocking lọ bàbẹ̀sùá. ọ̀nà tògbóndóròkọ amáyọ bypass. olómù road lómù àrán Kamal district nílọrin west. Emir Palace road ní Yashikira àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mélòó la fẹ́ kà.
baálé mi tó bá òun ni tó bá wá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ Malam Abdulrahman jíjẹ ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni dìbò fún Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Progress APC máa ṣe lọ.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorient. We've been having a really interesting conversation this morning. This one here says, good morning, house. Please, Dr. Zil, looking at the way we practice religion in this country, politics has deeply entered. Should we have a law to regulate their activities? This is Isa Mohammed from Ilorin. That question is for you, Dr. Zil. And let me also take this question. I have one here on Facebook. It says, good morning, Bisola. God bless Diamond FM. I would like to ask your guest a question. The question is, did he see anything good or any improvement in the last election? So those are the two questions. Let's quickly take it in a few seconds.
Yeah, quickly. The one we have regulatory body for everything in Nigeria. It's just that those bodies, some of them are active, some are not active. On religion, because politics are centered, I agree with the person. Most pastors, too, they are politicized things, and they also want to become the political leader in this country. So that's where they get it wrong. And that is why you see that if the regulatory body really want to do their work, even CAN, Association of the Christians, we are not supposed to be hearing what we are hearing about them. They are supposed to be, there should be discipline. That if you are talking of in your church, why should you be talking of politics? Don't vote for this person. Don't vote for that person. That pastor supposed to be dealt with for saying that. Because where is it in the Bible that you should preach that? So anybody that preach anything different from what that constitution, because the Bible is like a constitution, different from that one, then you should tell us. In fact, the person should be taken to the court of law.
All right.
So then concerning the general election, to me, it is not free and fair. I will not talk more than that.
All right, that was a question from Suleiman Hafiz from Gambari, and he answered your question already. 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ibrahim from Dhaka.
All right, Ibrahim, go ahead, please.
Yeah. My contribution is on the issue of political parties.
All right.
You see, in my own point of view, what we lack in this country is practicing two-party system in Nigeria. It will not work.
Okay.
The reason why is that there is no clear-cut ideology among the political party members. There is no ideological differences. So all of majority of these politicians are political allies. So that is my own contribution.
All right, thank you so much. This one here says, good morning, Bisola and Dr. Zil. I'm Isaac from Ilorin. Dr. Zil has done justice to all the topics discussed. May God continue to bless and keep him. Nigeria is blessed, and I believe we will get it right one day. God bless Diamond FM. Have a nice day. Hello, good morning.
Yes, Bisola.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This Mr. Davis is calling back.
All right, Mr. Davis, in a few seconds, please.
I want to correct one impression from the guest.
All right.
It is not only the pastor that are preaching that. Even the Muslims are preaching that too.
All right.
Please, you should use the word our religious leaders.
Religious leaders instead. All right. Thank you so much. And now let's quickly take the final story for today. The Supreme Court ordered that the old notes should be back in circulation. The law was made last week. Up till this very moment, no statement has come from the government or the CBN to stamp the order by the Apex Court. Nigerians are still finding it difficult to access the new currencies or the old notes. There were reports on Monday that some banks in Abuja and Kaduna were already paying their customers the old notes. Now, a law has been made. Nothing no official statement has come from the CBN to pass the court judgment to the banks. Does the CBN governor have the right to suspend the court judgment in a constitutionally defined society? Does he have that power?
Which power? He is powerless when it comes to Supreme Court because Supreme Court is supreme.
So what is the problem? Why are we still here?
It's because they have not dealt with him. They're supposed to discipline that man called, I don't know his name again, I've forgotten. I don't want to remember. You know why? Because Supreme Court, you see, when a commoner, you jump bail or you do not obey court order, they issue bench warrant. You see, when it comes to law, one of the things that I'm so passionate about in my studies is law. And that was why I intentionally work with a legal advocate, someone I know so well, and the person trained me a lot. It's just that I just decided that maybe if I want to do any other program, might be in law, because I'm so passionate about law now, more than ever before. So I realized that people just do things with impunity. They don't even follow the law. At the highest level of this country, Mr. President does not obey laws. And you know that by now, the CBN governor is supposed to have been issued bench warrant, because that means that he doesn't follow the law. And some will tell you he is not in the case. Okay, who employed him? Is it not federal government that was in the case? So if your boss is having problem, won't you also have problem? So the truth is that there should be discipline. Supreme Court should actually issue discipline to actually arrest this man, because he has broken the law. He's supposed to follow the law.
All right. 09136556952. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Isa from Ilorin.
All right, Mr. Isa, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to comment Dr. Zil on the CBN. I asked him a question and he has actually answered my question.
Okay.
Now, he was referring to even himself as doctor. Look at this election. A lot of doctors we have in this country, what role do they play? Because I just discovered that many of them will come to television and say that there was wonderful things that's supposed to be done. But we are not in there. I see most of them just confine themselves to the classroom and they don't care what is going on, or they'll tell us these things. Please, Dr. Z, you are in position to organize things, because we don't see, even this election that I have gone now, all of them are coming to the air, Dr. Hinder, Dr. Z, they are coming to the air, but we don't see, these things are not working the way they are saying it, and they are all there. So I think all of us are regretting, because people are not coming, the educated airlines are not coming. Then when they are doing what is right, then why do we have to come out and complain?
All right.
Please, you people to come out and see the situation and do something.
All right.
We are all running for politics, and the politicians are spoiling it. Then what do we now do?
All right.
All of you that are educated, you know the right thing, are running for politics, and the politicians are spoiling things.
Then what do we do? Who are just all of us just watching? Thank you. That's just my
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Issa. Thank you so much for that call. I'll give Dr. Zeal time to respond to that, but we need to take another call before we wrap up on the show this morning. 09136556952. Hello. Hello. Good morning.
My name is Kola Lashoke from Tagoya.
All right, caller. In a few seconds, please.
The issue of the money. What is the answer of the Labour chairman in Nigeria? I'm not seeing any comment at our Labour. It's not easy by my sister. Two, the issue go to the past. Let Baba Buhari understand the judiciary. Judiciary is an executive. That is the hand of government. Judiciary is very important. That's the whole pronouns of the masses. Two, let Baba Buhari state it out. Let it be what is television and everything. Let it state out to collect the old money. See, a lot of our people will suffer the issue of the money.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you so much, Kola. Thank you, Kola.
Don't forget our name.
All right, this one here says cash flow. Hindrance to the cash flow is putting economic activities on hold, subtly pocketing people's lives and businesses. Let there be free flow of legitimate cash. This is from Kolade from Asadam. All right, Dr. Zil. Mr. Issa called in the other time. I said you come on radio. A lot of people like you, who are educated, who know, intellectuals like you are taking the back seat. You're not taking the reins. You're not doing
that's
what
not
you need
correct.
to do.
They don't like us. They
Who
don't
doesn't
want
like
us. These people, these shenanigan creators, they don't want. You see, and as I'm talking to you now, people who are hearing me, majority hate what I'm saying because they don't like the truth. Some people, when you are so vocal, as I'm talking to you, I'm a leader in my whole little way, and I'm ready to come out. I'm always coming out. What I'm telling you now is that if I'm available to be used, but if you throw yourself at them, you know what they will do to you? They will they will reset your brain to be thinking like them. I'm just telling you. So I can't think like them. So it's better this way.
All right, Dr. Zil. David Williams Fagbemi says federal government took ASU to court and Supreme Court ordered ASU to resume, and ASU resumed. But why is Buhari disobeying the court order? All right, that's what he said. We need to go now, Dr. Zil. Thank you so much for coming in the studio. And we hope that some of the solutions that you have preferred for us will be adhered to. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you in the studio.
Thank you.
All right, and that's where we call it a wrap on the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Do ensure that you have yourselves a lovely day, and happy International Women's Day to all amazing women out there. You're more than you know. You're amazing. Have a great day.
The best music on the best station. 88.7.
Diamond FM.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station. The radio station that plays you nothing but the best music.
All you need is Diamond.